Street Fighter II V is the story of Ken Masters, his childhood friend, rival, and training partner, Ryu, and their quest to become ever greater martial artists. Ken and Ryu are exceptional martial artists, having won many tournaments and awards, and they believe that they are at the pinnacle of their discipline, but an altercation with the U.S. Air Force leads them to the truth. While at a bar, Ken flirts with the date of some military personnel. This leads to a fight in which the pair easily dispatch of the airmen. In walks the King of the Air Force, Guile. That's the name of the episode, by the way, the King of the Air Force. Guile faces down and destroys Ryu. Ryu is persistent and keeps getting to his feet, but at the end, collapses. Ken seeks Guile out the next day and gets equally pummeled. The pair realize that there is a whole other level of fighters on the street fighting scene and decide that the best way to better themselves is to travel the world seeking ever greater challenges. The pair will meet many of the characters from the Street Fighter video game on their travels. They will befriend Chun-Li, who they hired as a tour guide while in China, though later learn that she is training at her father's dojo and is a respectable martial artist in her own right. During the series, it looks as if Chun-Li will take the role as damsel in distress, but she will prove that she is a capable martial artist, able to more than take care of herself. Though later, when drugged by Vega, Ken will enter a desperate struggle to save her. Chun-Li's father, Inspector Dorai, also trained Fei Long, with whom Ken will start a new rivalry, and even get to appear in a Fei Long movie, as none of the stuntmen were worthy fighters. They put Ken in an obvious bald piece. During filming, Ryu keeps yelling at Ken, and a film assistant has to hold up a "Be Quiet" sign several times to try and get Ryu to stop yelling. Ken and Fei Long will go at it full force, and end up getting into the fight too much, not caring about the film area. They leave the filming area and will fight in the surrounding areas, forcing the director and cameraman to try and keep up to film the great action taking place. They cause considerable damage to both the equipment and the architecture of Tiger Baumgarten, costing the producers a fortune. As great as the fight is going, and as much as the two want to finish, the director stops the fight since he is worried about Fei Long's face getting damaged after Ken keeps striking him in the face, though Fei Long wants to continue. Much later, Fei Long will be instrumental in the Dorai assassination arc. Cammy, who appears in this series as an assassin doing hits for Interpol, is hired by Balrog, a Shadow Law double agent, to kill Dorai, who is making too much trouble for the criminal underworld. While at the mall where Ken is treating Chun-Li to a shopping spree, Ryu will meet an old man that will change the course of his life. The old man is in pain, having difficulty to breathe, needs help to find a private area. After helping the old man to a secluded spot, Ryu wants to call an ambulance, but the old man begins to work a strange magic. His body is surrounded by energy. He forms it into a ball that he swallows. The ball explodes in his stomach and restores the old man's vigor. Ryu begs the old man to explain and teach him his magic. We learn that this is Master Yo of the tea shop, and the magic he wields is the power of Hadou. He teaches Ryu some basics and tells him to seek the teachings of Daruma. Other characters that Ryu and Ken run into are Sagat, who Ryu fights with in prison after being framed by the vengeful crime organization Ashura. After Ken proves Ryu's innocence, Sagat sees the tapestry of Daruma that Ryu has and directs the duo to Dalsim. Demonstrating his own Hadou, Dalsim accidentally awakens the latent power of Hadou within Ryu, dangerous since Ryu has no control over the destructive energy. Later, the trio of Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li will encounter the vain and cruel master of the cage, Vega, who sets his gaze upon Chun-Li. Ryu goes to train on the beach where he draws the eye of M. Bison, who sends Zangief to capture Ryu. Meanwhile, Ken must fight a desperate battle to save Chun-Li, who has been bewitched by Vega. After being taken prisoner by Bison, Ken lays in a fever dream, badly wounded from his fight with Vega. Images of Chun-Li flood Ken's mind, and Ken's own latent Hadou begins awakening. The anime is well paced, and culminates in desperate struggle after desperate struggle. From Vega and Zangief to mind control, friend versus friend in deadly combat, to the final confrontation with Bison. Street Fighter II V is an action-packed adventure. The animation is well drawn, and the scenes carefully laid out. Fights are quick-paced and deliver martial arts action, leaving you wanting more. The story is well written, and the myriad of plots are neither too simple nor overly complex. I like the characterizations and the personalities given each of the characters, from the youthful, energetic Chun-Li to the menacing and evil M. Bison. Probably the second best M. Bison, next to the commanding performance of Raul Julia. I love the way that they treated the energy of Hadou. With Master Yo, it was like a fire around his body. For Ken and Ryu, it took form first as balls of energy gathering from the surrounding area. Ryu would harness and press the energy, where Ken would swirl it like a wind around his body as he ignited his fist. Some of my favorite scenes are the awakenings of Hadou for the characters. A note on this, Bison does not use Hadou. Instead, his intense hatred of all things manifests itself into his psycho power, and is mentioned to be the antithesis of Hadou. I find it difficult to name a favorite fight, but I like the Devil's Battle Cage. We get to see some of the depths of Ryu's character with his love of fighting as he waves off Ken's offer to step in against a tough opponent, saying that it is a rare chance and he wants to savor it. Whereas we get to see Ken's defining moment with his fight with Vega to save Chun-Li, and later his fever dream where he hallucinates over what has happened and his desperate need to save Chun-Li, causing his Hadou energy to emerge. If you're looking for a great action anime where the characters go through real growth and development without being hundreds of episodes long, Street Fighter II V is an excellent choice. Thank you. Have a good day.